Alright guys, there is a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to jump straight into this. There's a link in the description to the article where I'm getting some of this information from, but if you didn't see it, and I'll also link in the description the trailer, ARK has just released a trailer and some very, very crazy information about the new DLC that's coming out November 6th, and it's going to be called Arc Extinction, and we've all seen that. It was leaked a while ago that that's going to be the name, but we saw a glimpse of it once you enter the final cutscene for the Aberration DLC of ARK. Now this DLC looks absolutely insane. Now my first thoughts about this when I saw it is that it's going to be more of a story thing, and it's going to have maybe a separate map or a separate version of the map that people could play in multiplayer. But when I saw this trailer, it looked very, very story oriented, and it even more so made me think that it was going to be its own little story mode thing, because it said at the end of the trailer something along the lines of play the Arc Extinction Chronicles on November 6th. So I thought that maybe, and maybe this is still true, but I'm not too sure yet. I don't know if it's mentioned in this article. I read through it, but I may have missed it. I don't think it's in here though. But it did seem to me like there is going to be a more story-oriented focus this time around on this DLC. But now reading through this article, it seems like maybe not, and you're gonna see that there are these giant creatures referred to as Titans that actually could be tamed, and you're able to come across them. They're not going to be wandering the world or anything, but they're practically the size of like the Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus. Like, there are these giant creatures that are referred to as mini bosses. They're not even the final endgame boss. You actually access the final endgame boss in this DLC by killing all of the Titans, and I'm guessing that you'll get like a trophy from them that you'll then have to bring to maybe an obelisk or something along the lines of that, and then you'll be able to access the final boss fight. But regardless, there are a bunch of these Titans. You get access to them by completing different types of dungeons, and then you'll be able to find them in your world after you complete them. Now, one thing to note about these giant, massive Titans is that you can't just kill them regularly. Maybe some of them can be killed just by, you know, biting at them with a dinosaur or something, who knows? But apparently, with most of them, the focus is that they want them to be sort of like a different challenge. You're gonna have to find other ways, maybe inside of the world itself, to actually defeat these Titans. Now, in the trailer, we saw a synthetic dino that can climb walls, strafe, and make short jumps via teleportation. Now, this is called the Enforcer, and Wildcard isn't too sure if you'll be able to tame them or craft the Enforcers, because they're still working on that feature, because they're Wildcard, and yeah, they take a while on these things, if you didn't know that already. But anyway, if you get these things, you're going to be able to ride them and teleport around the map, which, for me, that's actually kind of worrying. I really hope that... I know that there's probably going to be patches for it, like day 1, week 1, month 1, whatever, because for the PvP side of things, a teleporting drone or whatever, that's going to be pretty OP during a raid. I could just picture it now. Anyway, there's another creature that isn't shown in the trailer. It's called a gas bag. The name might change, but it's like this giant, it looks like a caterpillar type thing, and apparently it can inflate with air, and you could fly it around the map as it sort of like deflates over time or something like that. But it's apparently the new like pack mule of ARK. This thing could hold a ton of weight. It's like the new Quetzal, apparently. Like, this thing could hold a lot of weight on it. And as we all expected, this map is in fact set on Earth. Now, is it a version of Earth set in maybe the past, or is it in the future? I'm guessing it's going to be in the future. There's all this different type of tech and whatnot. I don't know, but it's like, it's very futuristic. There's a lot of tech ruins, and there are skyscrapers. It's like a city. This is going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. If we are in fact going to be able to have 70 people per server yet again in multiplayer, regardless if it's PvP or PvE, especially PvP, this is going to be very interesting to see. I mean, the way that the world looks, go watch the trailer. This is very... First of all, I feel like we're going to be getting tech very early on. Maybe I'm wrong. I could definitely be wrong. But it seems like there's tech everywhere. So I feel like maybe we're going to be getting tech pretty early on. And also, I feel like this is going to be very chaotic for PvP. especially. This map looks absolutely massive from what we're seeing so far, and to refer to a map like Ragnarok, which is the biggest map we have out to date right now, even a map that size has its issues, and this map seems like there are going to be a lot of hotspots that people are going to be wanting to claim for their own, and there are going to be a lot of big battles. I'm just a little worried that there's going to be a lot of performance issues, at least on the console side, because there always is game crashes and extreme frame rate issues on console. I'm not too sure about how bad it is on PC, but I'm guessing it could be similar in a way. Definitely not as bad as we have it on console, but I would imagine maybe there are still some issues on PC. And there are several new items that will arrive with Extinction, including drones called Scouts that can be remotely piloted by players. Now, the article by PC Gamer, once again linked in the description, says that you'll be able to peer through special binoculars to see through your Scout's camera as you send them out for recon. This will allow you to tag enemies and explore without putting yourself in danger. You may even be able to rig your Scout with explosives should you want to send them into an enemy camp on a mission that involves more than just spying. Once again, this is going to be very, very interesting for PvP. Base defense is an extremely big part of ARK, and if you're going to have these drones that don't look too big, I mean, from what I've seen in the trailer, they don't look like these massive obvious things, so they could be easily mistaken for maybe a bird or something like that. Now, this could be very bad news for people trying to protect what's inside of their base from scouts and whatnot. If you have a very tall, like, tower of turrets and stuff, will this get gunned down by your turret tower, or will they just be able to fly into the base and look around and see what you have going on? There's also a tool that is temporarily being called an item balloon, and if you're out gathering resources, you could load it up and float it back to your base. Now, Extinction will introduce a Cryo Chamber that will allow you to freeze creatures into cube form. That is quoted. You could actually freeze them into a cube. Some Ice Age level stuff right here. And then carry them about in your pocket. They're quoted as saying they're sort of like a pocket monster that you can then deploy as needed. Apparently, the aberration movement features will be present in Extinction, and that means that the climbing system, gliding, and zip lines will also return. Now, there are also going to be these new types of untamable creatures similar to the ones that we've seen in Extinction, and these ones are going to be called corrupt dinosaurs, and they're not tameable, and you're just going to have to deal with them. They're going to be a similar challenge to the Nameless, I think they're called. Now, apparently new PvE events will occur in the world where the players can attempt to collect large amounts of element while fending off wave-based attack of corrupted dinosaurs attempting to consume it. Once again, like I said, it definitely seems like we're going to be getting element very, very early on. Wildcard described it as almost a tower defense style event with the potential for some simultaneous PvP if a competing clan shows up to claim the element for themselves. But that's pretty much it from the article from PC Gamer, linked in the description. Go give it a read for yourself. The trailer for Arc Extinction will also be in the description if you guys want to check that out. I really wanted to get a video out on this because I'm doing an Arc series on my channel. I thought it was very interesting. I'm very hyped for this. I know some of you guys might be too. This seems like it could definitely revive Arc in some sort of way. Hopefully Wildcard fixes a lot of the bugs that have been needed to be fixed for a while, but who knows, it is Wildcard. That's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.